Hello everybody. I'm going to present you this amazing problem. I'm here to show you the discovery of America. Come on, go to the past.
In 14th century, much of the world had not been explored. There were some explorers who wanted to fulfill the dream of discovering new lands.
Tell something about my friend.
A merchant is transporting some goods when a thief tried to steal the merchandise.
Oh my God!
Give me anything you have, my fruit, and you have to pay me a tax.
I don't have enough money to pay you a tax. Goodbye, goodbye! Oh my God! I have to do something. Routes over land are very dangerous and expensive. I have to tell Mim about my king.
Kings appointed some explorers and merchants to sail around Africa in the hope of finding a trade route to India, because bringing goods over land was very dangerous and expensive.
Hello, hello. What am I? Silence, silence.
Silence, please. Today, we are here to choose two explorers. We are going to look for an alternative route to reach India. And the explorers are Eric of Portugal and the other Eric of Italy. Bye-bye.
Oh dear! Oh no! Oh my God! I'm going to die! And I can't do anything! I may fall down over the edge of the world. There are many blood-curdling storms. And the water is very, very, very hot.
Why me? I'm destined to die. A monster can eat me and my caravel. All the Portland charts show that there are a lot of frightening creatures. There isn't enough food for so many days. It's horrible. I have to talk to the king.
A lot of explorers were afraid of the sea, for good reasons, and some explorers didn't go.
Dear king, I'm afraid to go to the voyage. I want to go because a monster can eat me.
Shut up! You have to go in the honor of our country. You are going to spread Christianity and obtain new products. You must bring the gold and the glory to us.
Okay, I will go to the trip for my family and our country. Thank you for your time, Your Majesty. You've convinced me. Goodbye, my king.
One moment. I won't see you until you bring me the glory and the gold. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Finally, the kings financed the voyage and started the adventurous trip to India.
In 1400, the people believed in monsters, and they were afraid of the sea. They also think that the world was flat. For that reason, you could arrive to the end of the world.
In the 1400s, due to the technology of the time and the lack of expeditions, only the territories of Europe, parts of Western Asia, and
Merchants trade in these territories, and they always try to find the best way to go.
In the Middle Ages, Europeans began buying seal species and other goods. Silken species were important because silk was used to make clothes, and species were used to preserve food, improve food, make medicines, and make perfumes. Everybody couldn't buy them because they were so expensive. The Silk routes were from Asia to Europe, and the special routes were from the west coast of Japan.
Many routes were controlled and collapsed by the Mongol Empire, and local routes are directly impossible with North Texas, and this made Asia goods more expensive.
To carry out this project, the main motivations were to obtain scientific advances and political power, obtain new precious metals like gold or silver, and the merit of being the first to create a new route and extend Christianity in other unknown territories.
Diaz was an explorer and a sailor. He was the first to reach the Cape of Storms. In 1478, he headed an expedition to sail around Africa to find a new route to India. He arrived to Africa in 1488 and he wanted to go
Glory is the competition between monarchies. Some kings tried to pay claims to the new territories to be more powerful than the others.
We have to climb this territory!
Muslims believed in Allah and Christians want to convert them into Christianity. When they arrived to America, the natives believed in pagan gods and then before, they also had to be converted. They had to believe in God, Christian God, obviously.
What are you doing here?
I am exploring new lands to expand my religion and language. Do you believe in God?
Yes, I believe in God.
And do you know what's that?
Yes.
This is Jesus.
Oh.
They searched the way to get material gains. They wanted spices, gold, riches, among other things. As the Muslims have blocked the traditional trade routes, they looked for other ways to arrive there.
This is for you. Oh, thank you. So I will give you this because now you believe in God.
Oh, thanks. This is a good present.
By 1914, Europeans dominated much of the world politically and economically. They were very rich and powerful, although the natives were poorer and lived as slaves.
The years between the 15th and 17th centuries were some very lucky years for the European countries. They won power and wealth from creating the Inquisition and from sacking and exploiting the lands they discovered. The only people who hurt no one were the investigators and scientists. They found out instruments who could help everybody on Earth regardless of their origin. The inventors were the best explorers of those ages.
One of the investigations was the printing press, discovered by Johannes Gutenberg in 1450. It was a machine for printing books, newspapers, and images. It used a mechanic method designated for reproducing text and images on paper. It consists of applying ink onto a side the paper by pressure.
A caravel is a light sailing vessel used in ocean voyages between the 15th and 16th centuries by Portugal and Spain. They are particularly known for being the ships used by Cristobal Columbus on the voyage of the discovery of America. It is high large, boat up to 30 meters high, 8 meters long and 5 meters narrow.
Portland or Portland charts are navigational maps based on compass directions and estimate distance observed by the pilots at the sea. They were first made in the 13th century in Italy, and later a country was improved and brought to the Spain and Portugal between the 50th and 60th century.
One does not know when this device was created, but according to the ancient text, the astrolabe was first used by the Hellenic Greeks, but its usage increased in the 14th century during the discoveries.
The astrolabe is an elaborate inclinometer historical used by astronomers and navigators to measure the inclined position of the sun or any celestial body, whether day or night.
The last invention we'll present is the compass, which is still used in the current world. It is a device used for finding directions with a red needle that always points to the north. It uses the magnetic poles for the purpose of finding the correct direction. This has been just a little sample of all the discoveries the humanity did. There were also big improvements in medicine and other technological advances. But this time, it's up to you to discover them.
Mankind has always wanted to know the world they were living on. In order to fulfill this task, many people, called explorers, dedicated their whole lives to the exploration and discovery of new lands and trade routes.
Henry of Portugal was born in Oporto on the 14th of March 1394 and died in Songre the 13th of November 1460. Although Princess Henry never sailed on any of his expeditions and rarely left Portugal, he became known as Prince Henry the Navigator. However, thanks to his funding, many Portuguese explorers were able to reach new territories and remained unexplored until
Bartolomeu Diaz was born in Mirandela in 1450 and perished in Cabo de Buena Esperanza. The 29th of May 1500, Bartolomeu Diaz was a navigator and explorer. He supervised the construction of São Gabriel and San Rafael boats and accompanied the fleet of Vasco da Gama in 1499 as captain of a ship.
Christopher Colomb was born in Genova between 1436 and 1451 and died in Valladolid the 20th of May 1506. He became famous for being the first European to discover America while trying to find a faster route to India. On his first voyage, he departed from Palos on August 3rd, 1492. Then, later on, he passed through the Canary Islands from August 9th to September 6th. After that, he finally reached America on October 12th. He returned from the New Land on January 4th, 1493, when he arrived to Lisbon.
Vasco da Gama was born in Saints on the 3rd of September 1469 and died in Kochi on 24th of December 1524. He was a navigator and adventurer. He, Vasco da Gama, was the one who achieved to reach India through the coast of Africa and established a faster trade route with India called the Spice Route, since they used it into trade with the spice, salt and cinnamon, black pepper.
What is the lifestyle of Native American?
Each group has a different complexity of degree, from nomadic bands to tribes or...
This doesn't turn on. Let me do it.
Run! That comma pray! We are going to sleep.
We are watching.
Which were the most unripe group?
Some of the most awarded groups were Incas, Mayas, and Aztecs.
Who are they? They look dangerous.
And who? Be what? Oh!
What did the Spaniards do when they arrived in America?
When the Spaniards arrived in America, they found a civilization that had a different religion than the Christianity. And they think that it was a demoniac
Religion?
Yes. And they wanted to destroy her religion.
In this map, we can see the routes of the silk and spices. When Christopher Columbus arrived to America, 1492, he contributed the discovery of turkeys and different plants. For example, potatoes and pumpkins, to a new world, but also he brought the syphilis.
The Columbian exchange refers to a period cultural and biological exchange between the New and Old World. The exchange lasted throughout the years of expansion and discovery. Advance in agricultural production, evolution of warfare, increased mortality rates, and education are a few examples of the effect of the Columbian exchange on both Europeans and Native Americans. The first factor of so many deaths are the disease, principally the smallpox, but worse, the slavery and the exploitation had consequences too. The lens of Europeans were principally the Africans. He wants to have more power and money.
The entrance of beautiful metals provoked the rise of prices. It may diminish the power acquisitive. Overgrazing by enormous herd of sheep was the reason for the transformation of the grassland, and the availability of horse and ox were responsible for the new power force for the land. The passage from the Old World to the New World in the Columbian exchange was made by animals as well as humans. Both the non-domesticated and the domesticated animals made an impact on the New World. For example, some of these were the transformation of the grassland and revolutionization of labor.
The difference between the animals on the different sides of the Atlantic was extraordinary. The natives only had a few animal servants. They had the dog, 2 kinds of South American camels, the guinea pig, and several kinds of fowls.